Hey, welcome back to the podcast, guys. Today we are joined by Jacob Tingen, who's the founder and managing partner of Tingen Law in Richmond, Virginia. Welcome to the podcast, Jacob.
Thank you so much, Mary. I'm excited to be here and talk about what we do at Tingen Law.
I'm excited to hear it. Why don't we start with you telling us a little bit about yourself and what you guys do there at Tingen Law?
Yeah. So my name is Jacob Tingen. I have been an attorney now for, I want to say 14 years. Yeah, 2026. So I started my own law firm right out of law school, which is a little crazy. I registered my firm 30 days after being admitted to the Virginia bar and have been practicing law. We've grown. We're now 4 attorneys, almost 15, 16 staff. And yeah, we're based in Richmond, Virginia, but we serve clients. One of the great things about a federally preempted practice area, we can represent clients throughout the country. So we've represented people for green cards in Alaska, Texas, New York, California, Florida. And we're currently working on expanding that part of the practice. Love what we do. We focus on humanitarian and family based immigration. We do a lot of removal defense work right now, of course, given the current moment. And we keep families together.
That's awesome. So, what are the biggest trends you're seeing in the industry right now?
So, the biggest trends have to do with removal enforcement. There's also an element of tightening of immigration enforcement generally in terms of how it's being regulated. So, some of those examples are going to be the $100,000 fee on H-1B applications, those kinds of things. Hardly a week that goes by where we don't wake up and there's some kind of curveball. And we have to figure out how to address it either for our clients, for ourselves, frankly. And then as we're seeing kind of in a number of areas with a relationship with law enforcement and the current Trump administration, just interesting mandates given to kind of the lower ranking attorneys and staff that we meet in immigration court. They're pretty restricted on what they're able to do, how flexible they're able to be. And so those are the trends that I see most often. And it just makes for an interesting environment, that's for sure, and lots of opportunity to get out there and try to do something good for people.
So, tell me about your clients. Who are they specifically? Tell me about who you work with.
Yeah. So we tend to work with the individuals and the families in the immigration equation. We have done some business visa work in the past, but most of our work tends to be family based or oriented or humanitarian based. We'll do a lot of asylum. And so that is a frequent defense in removal proceedings. So we'll represent immigrant families. One example is just on this recent Christmas, we had a family, father was detained and had been in jail for several months while waiting on things to work out. But we managed to have the final hearing, get him out of jail in time to be home for Christmas with his family. Uh, and then we'll also have professional clients who maybe are working with an employer and need help, guidance. They get their own counsel to work on their own green card application and get legal status. So we've worked with a number of those. And then just the joy that comes from, like I said, uniting families, bringing people together, getting that green card, seeing people advance in life. Our clients do that. They come here to this country with hope in their hearts, and they make it work despite a difficult system. Um, Others of our clients, they flee all kinds of things in their home countries. I guess the asylum cases are probably the most impactful when you hear the stories of these people, what they've been through. It can make a huge difference in how you view the world.
So, tell me, are you using AI at all to do any of the stuff that you do there at Tingen Law?
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of artificial intelligence. Um, in fact, when ChatGPT was launched and becoming a thing, several months before, I have some brothers who are in the tech industry and had alerted me to kind of the pre-ChatGPT stage. So I was familiar with GPT 3.0 before it was released as a product, and you could go and test it, and it did okay, and you could see that it was on the cusp of doing what it does now. which is why they released ChatGPT, which was essentially GPT 3.5. And then I started an AI podcast with a brother of mine, Tingenuity AI. And you can find those episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. But we met with a number of industry experts and talked to them about what AI is doing in the industry. We use AI at our law firm in a number of ways. Probably the most prominent way that we use it is I remember one of the early studies about the use of AI, for example, was there was a call center and agents who had experience already had an accuracy rate of 80 to 90% or higher. And new agents had an accuracy rate of, say, 40%. And if you gave an AI tool to both groups, the group that already had an accuracy rate of 80 to 90% that had experience, they were not benefited by the tool that much. They used it occasionally, but they just did not need it. Whereas a new agent who used to have 40% accuracy could get to 80 to 90% accuracy overnight with the help of an AI tool, and then eventually develop that experience faster. So seeing that we use AI with anybody who's in a customer service role, I've created a custom GPT. Well, actually now we use Google Gemini. So a custom gem that our support staff use to answer certain questions. They're cautioned not to take it as the gospel truth. The people who use it in that way don't have decision-making power over somebody's case. But it is a vast, wonderful helper tool for them. We get people, when we bring somebody on, we onboard them, they get up to speed a lot more quickly. There are other more advanced ways that other members of our staff use AI. I use it. But that's probably the biggest team usage of AI in our firm.
Wow. I wasn't aware they could do that yet, but wow, that's great. So, what have been the biggest challenges in growing the business over the past 12 months?
For me, uncertainty. I think when the Trump administration, not to get political, but there are obvious immigration related implications with a Trump presidency. Now, we survived the first Trump presidency and knew that we would be fine this go around as well. That's not been in doubt. There's obviously increased enforcement. There's a number of things. Like I said, every week we wake up, every day we wake up, and there might be something new in the news that impacts our clients or cases. Dubious legal definitions being applied to different things. And so just the uncertainty. At first, beginning in January of last year, we thought, hey, do we need to pivot? Do we need to do other kinds of practice areas? Ultimately, in the last half of last year, we decided, you know what, we need to actually double down on immigration, focus, and niche down even further, which is why we're doing national green card filings. Been enjoying that. And so that's what we're about. That's what we do. Locally, we continue to represent humanitarian and of course, family-based cases here, removal defense cases here. And we've always done, but are pushing more now, green card cases for immigrant family of U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents throughout the country. Like I said, we've represented clients from all over the country and frankly, all over the world. They're eligible and we have the experience to do it.
Amazing. So, if time and money were not a constraint, what is one big problem with the business that you would solve just immediately, just right now?
If time and money were not a constraint, you're going to have to give me some time to think about that because I've been thinking in the constraints. As far as if I could wave a magic wand and fix something about immigration policy, it would be to adjust how removal proceedings are done. There is a movement to change, and it doesn't have enough steam currently, but there is a movement to change immigration courts. They're currently under the executive branch, which causes some interesting implications. Every time a new president comes in, there's organizational whiplash in terms of how the 3 million immigration case backlog should be handled. That slows it down every time. Whereas if the courts were independent, I think jury trials are a bit of a stretch. It would be nice if that were also available. But if the immigration courts were truly independent from the executive branch of government, it would actually make things run smoother and create a more fair playing field. Um, that's not exactly a time and money aspect, um, but yeah, that's my answer.
So I know for the past few years, ADA compliance and website accessibility have been kind of a hot topic. How are you guys approaching that?
Yeah, so I've looked at that multiple times. So for our website and CRM, we use a solution called Odoo. It is a European-based software, European-based company. It is an ERP software, and we use that for our website. And as I think about ADA, uh, I am cautious about the website. It's something that I do care about. We like helping people. Like I said, our immigration practice is focused on individuals. So I think about cases in the past where we've dealt with that. So most of us at our practice speak Spanish. We get a lot of Spanish speaking immigration clients, and we're able to speak to them in their language. When we get somebody who does not speak English or who struggles with that, we have always invited them to bring a translator. We've been able to look up translators. But again, going back to AI, that is actually an area where AI shines. I know that AI can be uh, divisive sometimes. Some people don't like AI or don't want to use it. But at least in terms of client coordination and communication, it can work wonders with people from a variety of backgrounds, including people who have maybe a disability, difficulty communicating. AI has helped us communicate with people. And then also, we look at uh, our website and we make sure that, at least in my view, it's WCAG compliant. We try to make sure our fonts are legible, they're big enough, that our website is accessible, that we use the right tags on images, those kinds of things, so that people can access our website. The other side to that is, like I said, we help individuals. We want it to be accessible because that allows us to get more clients. So it's on my mind. I wouldn't say that it's a top concern, but it is something we think about, and it is something we've dealt with and will continue to deal with in the future.
Awesome. So, what are your plans for 2026?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So for 2026, like I said, we adopted a strategy in the last quarter of last year to double down on immigration and uh, take our forms-based family filings cases nationwide. And as I mentioned, we already have experience doing this. I just had a wonderful couple out of Texas that we helped with their green card application, and he was petitioning for her. They'd been married, and we got their green card. And I can't guarantee these kinds of results for everybody, but from filing to green card, 57 days. Like, that's how fast that went. And we're based in Richmond, Virginia, and they're in Texas. And so, not our first rodeo, not our first trial run of this. Like I said, we've been representing clients. I early on, I focused on a large national presence. Um, and then over time, and then particularly during COVID, Google actually, it's not like they are penalizing content, but they've made it more local. So it's actually harder to have a national brand from an SEO perspective. Um, but we're pursuing leads and opportunities that we find with different groups. And then we're also pursuing PPC advertising to cast a wider net. So my goal is to grow from where we're at, and grow to become have a run rate of $10 million. So that's what we're doing with our national practice and our local practice. And yeah, so we're looking to grow. We see the opportunity. We see that there are efficiencies out there. We see that people need the guidance of a lawyer, particularly in immigration, now more than ever. And that's what we want to do. So today we are growing from kind of a local focused practice to a more nationally focused practice, at least in terms of those green cards, which we can do from anywhere.
That sounds amazing. So, for the people listening who want to check you out, they want to check out Tingen Law, where can they go to find you?
Yeah, so we have a more modern top level domain name. So we're at tingen.law. You can find us there. if you Google my name, Jacob Tingen, or Tingen Law, we will pop up. We're one of the first results. If you Google Richmond, Virginia immigration attorneys, we're in the MAP group. So we're either the first or second result. You can find us there as well. And we regularly post to social media. Our content since like September, October has been focused on green cards and the follow-on applications for that. So that's going to be removal of conditions, citizenship. And so Facebook, X/Twitter, whatever you choose to call it these days, Instagram, we're on all the nets, all the socials. And we've got an active YouTube channel as well. And I also have a podcast called Nation of Immigrants, where I will interview our clients who have, exciting and memorable stories, and ask them to share that story with you online. So if you'd like to hear some crazy stories, incredible stories about what people go through to come here, be an immigrant here, and join our society, go to our YouTube channel and listen to our podcast. I think you'll enjoy it.
Hey, well, thank you, Jacob. I will make sure to add some links in the description. And I'd like to thank the audience. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you in the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. I appreciate it. It was fun.